In the hills of the state of Guerrero, Mexico, stands the picturesque city of Taxco de Alcaron, with its striking vistas, steep, winding streets, towering pink church, charming Volkswagen Beetle taxis, and a ton of unique local culture. Born a sparsely populated village, the discovery of an abundance of silver would transform it into a mining town and a piggy bank for the Spanish aristocracy. Join me and my amigo Poncho while we explore what Taxco has to offer. Hi, I'm Alfie. After a year of heartache and depression with COVID, my father dying, and my relationship over, I quit my teaching job of 15 years in order to travel, hoping to find some joy in life again. Come along on the ride with me south of the border, where I share my passion for history, language, and create travel guides for you to use on your adventures. This is Gringo Interrupted. Okay, we just boarded the bus to Taxco. I'm here with my amigo, Poncho. Say hi, Poncho.
Hello.
We have a 3-hour ride. The bus is super comfortable. I have plenty of leg room. There is a place to charge your devices if you want. And the seat, watch this. And Poncho's working. But me, no. I'm gonna take a nap. See you in Taxco.
A new place, a new home. For a while, let me feel alive. Nothing to hold me back. Take my time, just enjoy the ride. A new man passing by. Life is good, best I've ever felt. Get me up, somewhere new, somewhere I can find myself. Oh, I feel so alive. As I reach out to the sky.
Okay, we just arrived in Taxco. It is almost 11 a.m. and it looks very pretty, but it is super cloudy and kind of chilly. Is there something, can you do something about the sun?
Not sun today for us.
So we're gonna walk to some place that I read was really good to eat with a nice view. Here we go.
It all, but made it through the day. Cause I found my way. In bad times, I know I'll be okay. Cause I found my way.
So I got a big fattening bowl of chilaquiles, and Poncho got fruit salad with yogurt and honey. These chilaquiles are smothered with a pink mole sauce, a speciality of the state of Guerrero. These are fucking good.
It's pink.
Yes, it's Rosa, like the name of the restaurant. Pink. Get it?
No.
How's your fruit salad?
White.
Dick. There's a party going on right here, a celebration to last throughout the year. So bring your good friends and some laughter too. We're gonna celebrate and party with you. Come on now. Trying to get to the Zócalo, or the center where there's the church, and we've turned around like 7 times already, lost. Google Maps is not very helpful because the arrow is like going crazy with all these little alleys. The Zócalo, also called Plaza Borda, is the heart of the city and contains the city's showstopper, the Parroquia de Santa Prisca. After discovering a silver mine on this property, José de la Borda, one of the most prosperous mine owners in the region, was so thankful that he commissioned the construction of the church, which almost bankrupted him. Built between 1751 and 1758 with pink stone in the new Spanish Baroque style, its churrigueresque twin towers are visible all throughout the city. For nearly 50 years, it was the tallest building in all of Mexico. Narrower than most churches due to the lack of flat land on which to build, the church contains 9 floor-to-ceiling altarpieces, all covered in gold, with the main altarpiece being dedicated to the church's 2 patron saints, Santa Prisca and San Sebastián. Local legend claims that during its construction, a lightning storm struck the church, revealing shadowy figures that the townspeople feared were demons, causing the entire town to drop to their knees in prayer. But a beautiful woman appearing in the sky caught the lightning bolts and directed them towards the evil spirits. The woman is believed to have been Santa Prisca. Well, I wanted a place with a view, and that comes with having to do this. What do you think of Taxco so far, Pancho?
I have to say that it's one of the most beautiful small towns I have visited.
It is. And we have a little bit of sun now, but not much. I don't know about all these steps every day. think we're in the right spot, but there are no house numbers anywhere. After a few texts to our host, we found the right place, a gorgeous 4-story house perched in the hill. Our apartment was on the 4th floor, so more climbing. But it was well worth it for this stunning view. This Airbnb was beautiful, comfortable, and the host was really helpful. I'll leave a link to it in the description. The only issue was the slight risk of electrocution in the shower, but for that view, I'll risk it. So Poncho has to do a Zoom meeting for a few hours for work, so I'm on my own. And I'm climbing up to another church, Iglesia de Guadalupe. I gotta stop. Where there's supposed to be another beautiful view, a different viewpoint. The cars come down these little tiny streets and you have to like put your back up against the wall to not get hit. It's pretty crazy. Hello, wanna be friends? Huh? Hi. Hi. Downhill. Okay, I'm heading now to a hotel that they discovered not too long ago, that there was a pre-Hispanic mine underneath of it, and now you can go see it. And I just said a prayer in this church that it's all downhill.
Me llamo Fabi. Hola. Hola.
Under this unassuming hotel, Posada de la Misión, lies one of the most important archaeological finds in Mexican history. In 2013, work began to lower the floor of the hotel bar because guests kept hitting their heads on the ceiling's beams. Here, where they began to dig, they discovered a cavity that appeared extremely deep. After some exploration, engineers were called in. However, the engineers found that while this was indeed a mine, the way in which it was worked was different from other mines in the area. Then came Mexico's National Institute of Anthropology and History, who determined this mine was pre-Hispanic, dug by the indigenous Chontal people of what is now Taxco. Dating back to the 1400s and 180 meters deep, the Chontal hid this mine from the Spanish, who exploited them to work in other mines. The mine contains lead, zinc, pyrite, iron, quartz, but more significant, silver and gold. For every ton of rock, there are 3 grams of gold and 3 kilograms of silver, meaning there's a lot of money down here. However, due to its history and archaeological importance, it is forbidden to extract anything.
Pues mira, yo le ofrezco, si usted me dice, ¿sabes qué? Que me quiero casar. Aquí en esta área, cómodamente caben 100 personas. ¿Ah, sí? Se te quise contar que para que una mina se pueda explotar, necesitamos un gramo de oro o 2 kilos de plata. Aquí se encontró un canasto de un cargador. Aquí.
¿Un canasto de qué?
De un cargador, de un chontal. Que lo usaban en la cabeza. Aquí está, pero por el tiempo, la humedad quedó hecho polvo. Estos son los troncos que él usaba para subir. Y aquí está él. Hay rastros de un chontal en esta parte.
O sea que murió.
Ahí murió. Por esa razón ya no podemos ampliar más ahí.
Also in the mine is a seed bank, stored here due to its favorable temperature and humidity. The oldest seed is 100 years old. Many of the seeds are Cuetlachochitl or poinsettia, part of the legacy of the Chontal. Scaring us half to death, this dude suddenly appeared, recreating the look of a Chontal miner and explaining their mining techniques.
Desde la grieta son angostas. De ellas se iban sosteniendo con las manos.
They used deer antlers tied to the end of a stick and stones to work the mine. Also, they used these baskets called telcopete attached to the forehead to carry them to the surface. That was super cool. I highly recommend it. He said they do tours in English, but only on the weekends. And you should probably call ahead first to the hotel to make sure that there is an English-speaking guide. Yeah, super cool. On my way to a museum that I can't pronounce right now because I'm out of breath. Because I have to go up another hill to get there, and I'm gonna meet Poncho because he's done working. In 1943, artist Fidel Figueroa bought this house and used it as a gallery for his collection. However, he never lived in it, probably because it's haunted. Called La Casa de las Lágrimas, or the House of Tears by locals, countless tragedies occurred here. Built in 1767 for the Count of Cadena, magistrate and prefect of the region, its construction employed enslaved natives of the Tlahuica tribe, who were worked to the bone and often tortured. The Count had secret rooms and tunnels built in the house in case of war, and they would soon be put to use. After the Count's death, the house was inherited by another aristocrat who brought with him his daughter, who fell in love with a man beneath her status. Fearing they would run away together, he murdered his daughter here. The house then sat empty for a while until the War of Independence, when it was used as a jail, its prisoners tortured. Then a mint, where gold and silver were made into coins, and as a house for priests. It then fell into the hands of another distant relative, a wealthy woman, who hid her valuables in the house's hiding spots, only to be killed by thieves. During the Mexican Revolution, young girls were hidden from soldiers in the secret rooms of the house, only to suffocate there. Figueroa restored the house and filled it with art. After his death in 1975, the house was abandoned. Now, after some 30 years, it is a museum and open to visitors. While in this room, my camera kept shutting off and acting funny. Notice the glitches in this shot? When our guide noticed, she laughed and said, "That happens to everyone. This is the most haunted room in the house." Outside the Templo del Ex-Convento, a former convent dating back to 1592, you'll find these three statues representing the penitents of Holy Week. Between Palm Sunday and Easter, called La Semana Santa, men dressed in hooded black robes inflict pain on themselves as a sign of penitence to God. This 500-year-old practice, brought to Mexico from Spain, has mostly been suppressed in modern-day Mexico, but remains a famous tradition in Taxco. Animas are the group that walk bent at the waist with chains attached to their ankles. Encruzados walk with a bundle of thorned blackberry canes tied across their bare back. Flagellantes walk shirtless with a 100-pound wooden cross and a whip with metal points, which they swing onto their backs, ripping open their flesh. Because this concept was so similar to Aztec blood rituals, the practice was easily adopted by the new converts in Mexico.
You have to solve for it.
We had dinner at Hermoso Cariño, which I would recommend only for the spectacular view. We both got enchiladas with the Guerrero-style pink mole, but it wasn't as good as my lunch at Rosa. It's so beautiful, this view where we're eating, and like, it just pisses me off that you can't really capture it with the camera. Because no matter how good it looks on camera, like, it's just so fucking beautiful with your own eyes. Trying to get back to the Airbnb. It's a big maze. It's a hill of mazes. We made it just in time for the spectacular sunset. Buenos dias. We are having coffee and a little breakfast at this lovely little cafe with a beautiful view. Here's what Poncho got. And here's what I got.
But they can see.
Well, I already took the shots.
Oh.
I will mix them in.
Master of filmography.
Crash this party. On the side of Santa Prisca Church, you might notice this skeleton. Originally with arms and holding a scythe, the sculpture was placed here to guard the church. Local lore claims that in 1914, a revolutionary, while making his escape after setting fire to the shop of a wealthy businessman, tripped and fell here, landing on his gun, which accidentally fired and killed him. The event made people fearful of this street, so much so that a commuter who had to pass by every night removed its arms and scythe, fearing the skeleton would follow him. When the street was remodeled in the 1960s, a skeleton was added to the street. In this beautiful colonial building is the Museum of Viceroyalty Art. Displaying a collection of items from the 300 years Mexico was a viceroyalty of New Spain, the museum has one piece that makes it really worthwhile for history lovers like me. A tumulus. A funeral ceremony decoration shaped like an altar and covered in a canvas painted with poems and allusions to death. Because these were discarded after the funeral, like flowers and wreaths today, they are very valuable. This one was found in the cellar of Santa Prisca Church in 1988 during renovations. It is the only tumulus found outside of Europe. Also of interest is this device, which was used to punish unfaithful women by, you guessed it, sitting on it until the woman bled out. The Spanish invented the most cruel torture devices during the Spanish Inquisition. Okay, we walked around, we went to another museum, we're at a restaurant with another beautiful view, and yeah, got drinks. What do you have? Let me taste it. Oh, it's like a wine spritzer.
We call it clericot.
Clericot? That's the name of the wine, or?
No, the beverage.
And I, because I'm a flaming homosexual, got a pina colada.
Salud.
Salud. I love pina coladas. What's this called again, the meat?
Chistorra, it's a kind of, it's like a chorizo.
Right. And then this is queso fundido,
Yes, exactly.
which is like fondue, cheese fondue. This is like a heart attack in a bowl. Just clog my arteries, baby. It's alright. I don't want to live a long life anyway. Okay, Stanley Kubrick. We had to get back, but I would have enjoyed another full day here. Such a beautiful city.